I miss Minecraft. Now that might sound weird. The game is arguably at its peak, and I would be inclined to agree. I do think that the gameplay has only improved since the beginning. However, when I say I miss Minecraft, I mean I miss how the game used to be treated. Now, my point boils down to two main parts. One, how Mojang treats the game, and two, how the community treats the game. Now, I don't have a problem with the game itself. I mean, I do, but I'll talk about that later. I think it's as great as ever. However, my problems start with Mojang. So, Mojang is pretty good at coming up with updates and taking community feedback. However, what Mojang is not good at is following through with those promises. One of the biggest examples of this is, the fireflies. Do you know how easy it is to add 2 pixels? Now, I wouldn't care if they just didn't say they were gonna add them. But you know why they removed them? Because they're poisonous for frogs. Then just don't make the frogs eat them. Like, what? Okay. That isn't even the biggest example from that very update. The birch forest. God, this one makes me pissed. They said they would add new birch forest, and even showed some of the most beautiful concept art I've ever seen. And what makes me so upset about the situation is that Mojang didn't even really do any of this until like 2021-ish. Because just look back at the Nether update in 2020. Then you'll see why this is so annoying. Because they said that they would be updating the Nether and adding new biomes. Not only did they do all of those things, but they also added netherite, which they didn't even mention in the presentation. Mojang has good update ideas, but they just can't pull through. Don't even get me started on the mob votes. Personally, I was part of that whole stamp out the mob vote revolution thing, because why would they even do the mob vote? The community is never happy, and either there's an obvious winner, or people want all of them, and you could either just add all of them, or if that's too much work, just don't do the mob vote and add one. That's what confuses me about this whole situation. Honestly, the mistakes that Mojang have made aren't that bad compared to what has happened to the community. When I say community, I mainly mean YouTubers. Back in my day, like, I don't know, 2015 to 19, YouTubers were so much better, and I swear this isn't just nostalgia, because objectively, a smaller percent of them were pedophiles. But subjectively, they were just more chill and personally entertaining. My favorite was always Stampy. Hell, I even bought his book. Honestly, I miss when YouTubers would just like build and stuff. Stampy, of course, always had like a story and like characters, but I just liked his personality. That's why I watched him. He recently wrapped up his lovely world, and that was sad, but it did have to stop at some point. My other favorites were like Pat and Jen. It's a shame what happened to them, honestly. And Dan. Dan is still going strong, actually.
I didn't even know I had all of them, but I got one from like every YouTuber I like watched, and I forgot I had this one actually.
A more modern example of this kind of older style video is Technoblade. He relied on his personality and was consistently entertaining. He was probably one of my favorite YouTubers. But, you know, uh, it's a shame. I can't really think of any other YouTubers that were like him and aren't so overstimulating and edited. Honestly, my biggest problem with Minecraft as a whole is what they did to Console Edition. Now listen, I have always played on console, because honestly, I just don't feel like building a PC, and I'd rather sit on the couch than in a big chair. But the original console editions were kind of their own separate thing from the Java edition of the game. And they were just better than what we have now, which is Bedrock. Because Bedrock is buggy, the visuals just look worse a lot of the time, the shading is bugged, and the worst part of this entire situation, mine coins. They took a page out of Fortnite's book. Do you know how bad it is for Minecraft to be copying Fortnite? Bedrock is honestly probably one of the biggest mistakes Mojang's ever made, and I honestly doubt they've made much money from the mine coins, because who is spending money on Minecraft microtransactions? That is my biggest problem with Minecraft. That is just a personal thing, because I know a lot of people still play Java, but I hate Bedrock with all of my heart. It's a shame that Minecraft has all of these problems, but it's not like they can't be fixed. Like, for the update side of things, Tricky Trials looks promising. They haven't canceled anything yet, so I have high hopes. And as for like the YouTuber side of things, Dan is still around. And as for more like consistently uploading people, I mean, Hermitcraft has a lot of fun people on it, and I try to keep up with that. Like Kolani, that's another cool dude. Luke the Notable, they're pretty good. Very edited, but still very good. So in short, Minecraft and its community in its current state is very flawed, at least in my opinion. But we shouldn't like lose hope, because there's a lot of positive things happening in the Minecraft sphere. Or should I say cube